Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and before we get into this episode brought to you by the Sports History Network, I wanted to tell you about another book giveaway that we have on the website. Our friend of the network, Timothy J. Brown, is giving away 5 copies of his latest book. This book is titled Hut Hut Hike, A History of Football Terminology. This book explores the history of football terminology by examining when and why more than 400 familiar words and expressions entered the game. By linking the game's evolution to changes in its language, readers learn the origins of first string, basic fundamentals, X's and O's, long snapper, and hundreds more of terms used in every football conversation or broadcast. Organized in easy-to-read, bite-sized chunks and filled with period images and illustrations, Hut Hut Hike tells football's history one word at a time. Now, to sign up for a chance to win your copy of the book, head to sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. Again, that's sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways.
Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends of sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your place for all things great in sports history, and welcome to your sports break for this January 8th edition, as we will talk about some of the milestone moments in athletic history and some of the great athletes and the uniform numbers that they wore when some great events happened on there. But before we get to these uniform numbers for January 8th, let's make sure that you know how to get a hold of us. We'd love to have your feedback. pigskindispatch@gmail.com is the way to do it. And that's a great way to do it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Pigskin Dispatch. We have a verified account, and we'd love to have some DMs from you and some interaction with you there as well, talking about sports history, because that's what we all love. And speaking of that, let's go into these uniform numbers of sports history we'll talk about for January 8th. Numbers 15, 1, 23, 44, 43, 36, 31, 29, 20, 88, and number 10. Some interesting numbers, a wide variety, and we'll start off the number 15. And it's in today's historic lineup is Howie Meeker, who was a rookie skater for NHL's Toronto Maple Leafs back in January 8th of 1947, where he put 5 pucks between the pipes in a single game against the Chicago Blackhawks to carry the Leafs to a 10-4 win. Not bad day for the rookie. And the roster number 1 belongs to Glenn Resch, the goalie of the New York Islanders, who on January 8, 1980, kept the Vancouver Canucks scoreless for his 20th career NHL shutout. And what a great goalie he was. January 8th, 1986, the San Francisco Giants, going to the baseball realm, number 44, Willie McCovey, was the 16th elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Quite a great honor for a great player in Mr. Willie McCovey. January 8th, 1987, going to the NBA, Jack Sikma of the Milwaukee Bucks, who wore number 43 for that team, began an NBA free throw streak of 51 straight games this day in 1987. And in 1991, on the 8th of January, Gaylord Perry, who wore number 36, Fergie Jenkins, who most famously wore the 31 among other numbers, and Rod Carew, wearing number 29 his entire career, were all elected into baseball's Hall of Fame. A great honor for those gentlemen and great careers that they had. Well, the uniform number 23, well, it comes as no surprise when it belongs to Michael Jordan, who on January 8, 1993, put up 35 points on the Milwaukee Bucks, giving him 20,000 career NBA points in just his 620th game in the league. That gave him second place on the speed to that milestone, as number 13, Wilt Chamberlain, was the best. He reached the same heights in just 499 games, so some 121 games less. The great Wilt Chamberlain did it faster than Michael Jordan. Interesting. January 8th, 1995, the Philadelphia Phillies 12-time All-Star and third baseman, number 20, Mike Schmidt, was elected into baseball's Hall of Fame. And going to the NFL realm, in the year 2000 on January 8th, we had the Music City Miracle. You can learn more about this over on pigskindispatch.com for January 8th, but it was the AFC wildcard playoff. The Tennessee Titans defeated the Buffalo Bills 22-16, and where in the last 16 seconds, number 87 Kevin Dyson ran the length of the field for a game-winning touchdown in that exciting game. Great finish, and make sure, like I said, check that out on some more of our Sports History Network spots as well as pigskindispatch.com. January 8th, 2012. It was the 316 game, the AFC wildcard playoff game, and this one hurts a little bit. The underdog Denver Broncos defeated my Pittsburgh Steelers 29-23 when number 15 Tim Tebow connected with number 88 Demaryius Thomas on an 80-yard touchdown pass on a first scrimmage play of overtime. It was a heartbreaker for Steelers fans, but Broncos fans, they were in heaven when Mr. Tebow did that with them. And January 8th, 2013, is we finally come back to the NBA. Steve Nash, wearing the number 10, he only wore it for a couple years at the end of his career, recorded his 10,000th career assist against the Houston Rockets. Well, that is your sports history for this January 8th. A little sports break to take you away from life's everyday moments for just a few minutes. And if you are looking for some more great sports history while you wait for tomorrow's episode to come out, you can go over to sportshistorynetwork.com, pigskindispatch.com, or, of course, the website of this very podcast, jerseydispatch.com. So till tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day. We're dribbling around and see the shot clock's almost out, so we got to put up our shot and come back tomorrow for some more great sports history. We invite you to check out our websites, jerseydispatch.com and pigskindispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you got to do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you got to do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.